Hey everyone, I'm Norn Queen Alexis, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome, Kofu. Pet, 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 pet. In today's video, we are talking about the Adeptus Mechanicus, as Kofu lays on my shield that needs to be repaired later today. I love you. I give kisses. He's such a good boy. So today we're taking a look at an army that is not mine. This is Victor's army. Victor plays Adeptus Mechanicus, and he plays the Leagues of Votann. So the shortest and most mechanical races that exist within Warhammer 40k, that's the armies for Victor. So, not Tau. Tau are more of a mechanical race, if you count their battle suits. That's neither here nor there. So this army is kind of a little bit all over the place, in my opinion. It doesn't have too much cohesion, but Victor kind of really likes that about this army and doesn't want to add too much. But don't worry, I do. I want to add a ton. So let's get into this army and talk about what's in it and all of the thingies. So if you played Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 or any Warhammer game at all, you'll be aware that the Admech is the race responsible for maintaining and rebuilding, repairing, and producing most of the war gear that all Imperial units use. From Space Marines to Adeptus Sororitas to Imperial Guard and themselves, they produce the weapons, ammo, and everything for the other factions. And they do make new technology, but it's very, very, very extremely rare unless you're these guys. I lost his base. We'll get to that in a bit. But it is rare that the Adeptus Mechanicus uses any new technology. They view it as techno-heresy or you'd be designated a heretic if you had new technology or alien technology. They're very superstitious, very religious. Think of it as if modern day American Christians had... Oh, wait, they do have guns. But they had complete control over everyone who could ever have a gun. That's pretty much the Adeptus Mechanicus in a nutshell. So let's dive into this army and see what we got. So I'll try to hit up the characters as much as I can remember them. Over here, we have 4 different engine seers. We even have this ridiculously old metal one that is missing his axe. I know that the axe is in my bits box somewhere. I just need to go and get it. I tried to make sure that they were all different. This one is from maybe Raging Heroes. No, it's from that one company that for some reason puts titties on everything. That describes a lot of 40k companies. It's one of the knockoff brands. I can't remember the name of it, but I really do like this model, and I like some of their other models when they're not overly sexualized. But having a female tech priest is really, really, really cool, and I like her. Okay, so some characters. Then we got the Stilt Boy. I tried to make this guy look like he's moving to the best of my ability. And this guy kind of reminds me of the Crow Hunters in Mad Max. And the inspiration for Adeptus Mechanicus is really weird because it's Wild Wild West meets like whatever the hell everything else is supposed to be. Like, this is very much a Western-themed army, which is very weird. And by Western-themed, I mean, like, Wild West-themed, because they literally have cowboys. They have the steampunk-style technology that you see in steampunk. They have weird striding robots. It's very, very... It reminds me of just the movie Wild Wild West. I don't know how else to describe it. So we have the Tech Priest Manipulus, Dr. Robotnik here. He's insane. I do think we need more of him. We also need more of those, but we'll get to that in just a second. We have a Tech Priest Engine Seer back there. They are in charge of the big robots. We have a couple of Tech Priests here. I think we have a total of 4 different Tech Priests. I tried to make them at least have different poses, but it's very difficult with a very mono-posed model. So I tried to give them like different weapons and position their weapons in different ways. These 2 I did not build or paint. These 2 I did Yes. This one I built and painted. This one Victor built and painted. Any other characters in here? No, none that are important. None that have made any significant changes to the lore or anything. Oh, right. The archaeologist. That's who we're talking about. We have a tech priest archaeologist. We have a marshal. His name is Manners. Then we have Belisarius Calls. We have one that is modeled after Remley's from 40k Theories, because I wanted the whole style that he had, and we're friends, so I decided to make that a couple years ago. Wow, that model is like 7 years old. This model is when Belisarius Call first came out. Holy cow. This one I did not build or paint. The green models in this army I did not build or paint. We bought them separately, and this Belisarius Call just looks so much better. Like, he looks absolutely incredible. Moving on, let's get to some troops. We got some Rangers and some Vanguards. So we have a total of 2 of these squads, and then these are the Vanguards, and then 6 squads of Rangers. So we got 2 there, 1 all the way over here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 there. They have various war gear because throughout the editions, the AdMech had access to only 2 special weapons, then they had access to 1 special weapon, then they had access to 3 special weapons, so they're kind of all over the place. I do have to finish this guy right here. He needs his arms, but we need to build a sergeant out of him. Then we have the I use these guys also as Archoflagellants, but these are the Fulgurite Electro Priests, or whichever Electro Priest we decide to use them as. These are the Blackstone Fortress Electromancers, and me and Victor decided that while this model looks cool, this looks more techy and more evil Mechanicus, so we just bought a whole bunch of these. They were also cheaper because everyone was getting rid of Blackstone Fortress when it was discontinued. So I bought up a whole bunch of these. Then we just have some Electro Priests right there. Moving on, we have the Assassins, both kinds. The ones with the, I don't care what anybody says. This right here is flat out just a Tech 9. I love that they have just Tech 9s. That makes me happy. Or it's a TMP. I don't know guns because I just don't. So yeah, that looks like a gun that I recognize from Grand Theft Auto. That's how I know the gun. In the back, we have the Flamey Jump Pack Boys. These guys, so if you're not aware of more advanced Warhammer tournament tactics, you would know things about Gargoyle Jail. These guys are on a whole nother level because the only thing that needs to be within 2 inches is their base. And that wingspan makes it so that most models can't move past them, because you do measure these guys by their wings if you're an enemy unit trying to move past them. So while they're annoying to use, they are really good for locking your opponent down in their deployment zone. So Victor may not like these guys as much because they don't deal as much damage. They used to deal a shit ton back in 9th edition with Wrath of Mars. Now, not so much. Now they're just movement blockers. You just drop them in your opponent's deployment zone, grab objectives, or just rush them up and make it so your opponent can't move. We only have 1 of the Iron Striders. I think we need more. Iron Striders are one of their better units in their entire codex, but Victor really hates this model for some reason. I think it's the guy in the gimp suit in the bottom with like stuff shoved down his throat, but that's just me. That is 100% just a guy in a gimp suit and sex swing back down there. You cannot convince me otherwise. I really like this model. Victor does not. We only have 1 of it. We have 3 Onager Dune Crawlers. Only 1 with neutron laser. We tend to run all 3 with neutron lasers, but we kind of like the look of this. And most players don't know the difference in weapons if it's not Space Marines. So we could just say whatever weapon they have is what they have. And people are like, ah, okay, that makes sense. So I painted this one. Victor painted this one. This one we bought. We have the Castellan robots in the back. I absolutely love this unit. I think them with just melee option is really, really, really powerful. I think we need to get more of these robots, but I don't understand why they're so expensive. Like, to me, this unit is so overpriced because it's 2 of them and 1 of them that they think they can charge like character prices for it, and it's super annoying. Then we have the Breachers and Destroyers. We definitely need more of these things. These things are absolutely crazy good. I think AdMech Armies running just these is really good. Kovu, what are you doing? Oh, okay. I thought you were up to no good, but, you know, he convinced me. I forgot the horses' names. Oh my god, did I forget the horses' names? They're sulfur hounds. Yeah, because they're not horses. They're dog, raccoon, horse creatures. Because, weirdly enough, they have, if you look there, they do have a toe claw. So if they were based off of a real animal, no real animal on Earth has a hoof and toe claw. Then they have the body shape of a horse, but it's not a horse. It's a dog if you look at it closely, even where the spinal cord meets. And then a raccoon-style head. It looks raccoony. It could be. I think they tried to go for a dog skull, but they just looked up skulls online. And you'll see this in tattooing all the time. Tattoo artists will look up skulls for dogs, and they'll get raccoons, and raccoon skulls look more vicious. So they use the raccoon skull instead of the dog skull because dog skulls don't actually look that intimidating. So I think these are supposed to be dog skulls, but they look very much like just raccoon skulls. But they are not horses. They are... GW has a weird obsession with 40k units riding mutant dogs. I think the only army that rides a horse is the Deathcore Krieg, and then they... Oh, and the... what are those? The Rough Riders. What faction? Not what faction. What are they? They're not Tannen. They're not... Oh my god, I can't remember what Imperial Guard regiment they are. But Rough Riders also ride horses. So Imperial Guard ride horses, but everyone else rides dogs for some reason. Did we cover this full army? There's not much in here. So Victor is contempt with this army. Contempt? Contempt is violence. Content is... Yeah, content. He is content with this army, and he does not want to add anything else to it. So that's the end of the video. Nah, just kidding. I want to talk about what I want to add to this army, because I'm the one that builds and paints it, and he plays it. I want to add way more shit to this army, because I'm insane from Earth. So, what I want to add to this army is 6 more... No, wait, we have 3, 6, 9... 3 more of these, so we have 2 squads of 6. I want to add way more of these. I want to add at least, have at least 4 squads of each one. So 4 squads of breachers, no, 3 squads of breachers, 3 squads of destroyers. 3 squads, sorry, my bad. I want to add 2 more Dr. Robotniks to the army. I do want to get third-party versions of him because I want things that are built a little bit different because I feel like every tech priest should look different. None of them should follow, like, standard, like, looks, in my opinion. They should all be super different. So I want to build a couple different variations of him. I want to add probably another 4 of these guys, just to have 2 full squads. We have another one of him just chilling somewhere. No more Dune Crawlers. Holy shit, I don't like Dune Crawlers. I think they're too big and they don't really do as much. Victor loves them, but they're kind of like the Gladiator Lancer, where they're either going to do a lot in a game or absolutely nothing. Iron Striders, I want to add at least 3 of each variant to the army. So the las cannon, the Tesla goad, the other one. So lots of them. These guys are fine. I want to add more assassins, but I also hate their models. So I don't want to add any more because they're annoying. For Rangers and Vanguards, maybe one extra squad of Vanguard and that's it. I think that would be fine. I want to get 2 more Stilt Boys. They're not good, but I love them. There is a unit here, I think it's him, that denies 12 inches. So you do need a couple more of them. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and we have the miscellaneous stuff over here. So we have the Techno Thralls from Horus Heresy. We have 10 of them. We tend not to run them, but if we do, they could run as, I don't know, Vanguard, I guess. That kind of looks like the Vanguard gun. Then we have our Techno Hounds. These are Mechanical Hounds. Yeah. These usually sub in as more of them or sometimes them or whichever we really want. Sometimes we just throw them into Skitarii squads. He, right there, is an acolyte for the Inquisition back when they could take meltaguns and we wanted them to look very, very different. And then we have 4 servitors, 1 close combat, 3 with heavy bolters. This was back when I think they still can take them, but they're just not as good anymore. They used to be super cheap and you would just park them on an objective and just shoot heavy bolters at things and not care about them at all. Kind of like how Sisters of Battle treat Crusaders. They don't do anything, but you just park them on objectives in the back and just forget about them. We do have a couple more miscellaneous models here. We have 4 Vanguard, a couple guys with no arms, 1 arquebus, which I might paint up to be green to go into one of these squads, just so that they have the arquebus as well. Because I think these squads can also take arquebuses, which is kind of crazy, and there's no reason not to since it's free now. Aside from that, we do need to finish the squad of Vanguard. I just need at least 1 more box. I think 1 more box of these guys will be plenty to finish this squad, because we have all the extra bits. Get us the other 2 to 3 arquebuses for these squads, because I have things that I can use as arquebuses. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The Admech is a very fun army. It is an army that Victor collected long before we met. And my first game was against this when I came here to Iceland. So it was a lot of fun. It wasn't against. I was teamed up with this. And this was back in like 7th edition, I want to say. Or 8th edition. I forget. But it was a long time ago. And yeah, it was a ton of fun to play alongside and fight this army. And I've been fighting it while it was super strong, while it was super weak. We kind of just went back and forth. Victor is very much, he loves this army, but he doesn't play it as much as he plays his Leagues of Votann now. He really likes the Leagues of Votann. They're really fun. But yeah, Victor does not play optimally. He plays narratively, which I absolutely love. So I hope this inspired you guys to go out there, paint, convert some miniatures, have some different things in your army, because no 2 armies in 40k should look alike. And even Space Marines should vary up between like Space Marine players. Like if I have Ultramarines and someone else has Ultramarines, our Ultramarines should look different than each other. And I love to see conversions and crazy things. So if you guys have any, you can hit me up on Twitter and just post it. I would love to see armies. I love seeing full army spreads. That's my jam. So yeah, if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and subscribe if you're awesome. If you're not awesome and you're a jerk, well, then I got nothing. That was pretty much it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, I'm Norn Queen Alexis. I love you guys. Bye.